Stop right there. If you think November is too late to start planting, you're about to discover why professional gardeners secretly call this their golden month. What I'm about to share will completely flip everything you thought you knew about winter gardening, and it costs less than your morning coffee. Stay with me, because seed number 3 practically grows itself while saving you a fortune come spring. Welcome back to Timeless Gardens, where we prove that incredible gardens don't require incredible budgets. If you're new here, you've just stumbled onto the channel that helps everyday people create extraordinary gardens without emptying their wallets. I'm so glad you're here because today's episode might just be the most valuable 15 minutes you'll spend all month. Now, before we dive into these November superstars, do me a quick favor. Hit that subscribe button and tap the bell so you never miss our budget-friendly tips. And here's the thing. If just one of today's seeds works magic in your garden, come back and drop a comment telling me which one. I read every single one, and your success stories fuel these videos. All right, let's get into it. Here's what most gardening channels won't tell you. November isn't the end of the growing season. It's actually a secret beginning that smart gardeners have been exploiting for generations. While everyone else is packing away their tools, you're about to learn how to set yourself up for the earliest, most abundant harvest next year. And the best part? These seeds are tougher than you think, cheaper than buying transplants in spring, and they'll germinate when the time is exactly right without you lifting a finger. So let's talk about the 5 seeds you absolutely must get in the ground this November, and why each one is going to change the way you think about cold weather gardening. Seed number 1. First up, we have garlic, but not the way you've been taught. Forget everything you've heard about complicated planting depths and perfect spacing. Here's the truth that'll save you money and time. Break apart a bulb from your local grocery store, yes, the same one you cook with, and push each clove about 2 inches deep into your soil, pointy end facing up. Space them roughly 4 inches apart. That's it. Now here's the magic nobody talks about. Garlic needs cold. It actually requires those freezing November and December nights to develop properly. Plant it now, and those cloves will spend the winter developing massive root systems underground while you're inside staying warm. Come spring, they'll shoot up green tops faster than anything else in your garden. And by early summer, you'll be pulling up bulbs that are 3 times the size of what you planted. One grocery store bulb costs maybe 50 cents and gives you 8 to 10 cloves. Plant those, and you'll harvest 8 to 10 full bulbs next June. Do the math. You just turned 50 cents into $5 worth of organic garlic, and you barely did anything. The cold does all the work for you. See number 2. Number 2 is going to sound strange, but trust me on this one. Broad beans, also called fava beans. Most people think beans are strictly summer crops, but broad beans laugh at frost. They actually prefer cold weather and will outperform almost anything else you plant right now. Grab a packet of broad bean seeds for about $2. You'll get maybe 30 seeds, which is enough to fill a decent row. Poke them into the soil about 2 inches deep and 6 inches apart. Water them once, then literally forget about them until spring. These seeds are sitting there dormant, waiting for the right moment. When late winter arrives and the soil warms just slightly, they'll sprout and start growing while it's still too cold for weeds to compete. Here's the part that makes this brilliant. Broad beans fix nitrogen in the soil. That means while they're growing, they're actually making your soil richer and more fertile for whatever you plant next. You're not just getting food, you're getting free fertilizer. Plus, these plants grow tall and strong, giving you pounds of beans by late spring when fresh vegetables are still expensive at the store. And the flowers? Absolutely beautiful. Your garden looks amazing while it feeds you. Quick pause here. If you're finding this helpful, smash that like button so more gardeners can discover these November secrets. And listen, drop a comment right now telling me which of these seeds you're most excited to try. I want to know if you're Team Garlic or Team Broad Bean so far. Your comments help this video reach more people who need these tips. Seed number 3. All right, seed number 3 is where things get really interesting. Spinach. But we're not talking about the wimpy spring spinach that bolts the second the weather warms up. We're talking about winter spinach, and this stuff is practically indestructible. Get yourself a packet of winter spinach varieties. Look for names like Winter Bloomsdale or Giant Winter. Scatter these seeds directly onto prepared soil, rake them in lightly so they're barely covered, and water gently. Within 2 weeks, even in November's cold, you'll see tiny green sprouts appearing. Now here's what makes this absolutely genius. Spinach grows slowly through winter, which means the leaves stay tender and sweet instead of turning bitter like summer spinach does. You can start harvesting leaves as early as January, just picking the outer ones while the plant keeps producing new growth from the center. One packet of seeds costs about $1.50 and will keep giving you fresh greens for 4 to 5 months straight. Think about this. Fresh organic spinach at the store costs about $4 for a small bag. You'll harvest that much every week from your November planting. That's over $50 worth of spinach from a $1.50 investment, and you're eating the freshest, most nutritious greens possible because they're going from garden to plate in minutes. Seed number 4. Number 4 might surprise you. Onion sets. Now, technically, these aren't seeds. They're tiny baby onions, but they go in the ground the same way, and they're even easier than everything we've talked about so far. A bag of onion sets costs around $3 and contains maybe 50 to 70 small bulbs. Push each one into the soil until just the tip is showing above ground. Space them about 4 inches apart in rows. That's literally all the work involved. No thinning, no fussing, no worry about germination rates. These little bulbs sit in the cold soil developing roots all winter long. They're completely frost-hardy and actually benefit from the cold period. By early spring, you'll see green shoots emerging, and by late May or early June, you'll be harvesting full-sized onions that store for months. Every single recipe uses onions. You're growing a staple ingredient that saves you money week after week after week. But here's the sneaky bonus. If you want green onions or scallions earlier, just start pulling some of these in early spring before they fully mature. You get 2 crops from one planting depending on what you need for your kitchen. The flexibility is incredible, and the return on investment beats almost anything else in the garden. Seed number 5. And finally, seed number 5 is the secret weapon that experienced gardeners always plant in November. Lettuce. Specifically, winter lettuce varieties that can handle cold temperatures and even light frost. Look for varieties called Winter Density or Arctic King. These lettuces are bred to grow in cold conditions, and they'll give you crisp, crunchy leaves when nothing else is producing. Scatter the seeds thinly across your bed, cover with just a 1/4 inch of soil, and keep them moist until they germinate. Within 3 weeks, you'll have baby lettuce leaves ready to harvest. And here's what makes this so special. Instead of harvesting whole heads, you cut leaves from multiple plants, taking just what you need for each meal. The plants keep regrowing. This is called cut and come again harvesting, and one planting in November will feed you fresh salads from January straight through to April. Store-bought salad mix costs about $5 for a small container that gives you maybe 2 salads. Your November lettuce planting will give you fresh salad every single day for months. We're talking hundreds of dollars in savings from a $2 seed packet. Plus, you control what goes on your plants. No pesticides, no questionable chemicals, just pure, clean food that tastes better than anything you can buy. Before we wrap up, here's a bonus tip that multiplies your success with all 5 of these seeds. After planting, spread a thin layer of compost or even just dried leaves over your beds. This acts as a blanket, protecting seeds and young plants from the harshest weather while keeping the soil temperature more stable. It also suppresses weeds and adds organic matter that breaks down over winter, enriching your soil. You can get compost free from many municipal programs or make your own from kitchen scraps and fallen leaves. Either way, this one simple step dramatically improves germination rates and plant health. It's the difference between good results and incredible results, and it costs you nothing but 5 minutes of time. So there you have it. 5 seeds that transform November from a dead month into the beginning of your most productive garden year yet. Garlic, broad beans, spinach, onion sets, and lettuce. Plant them now, and you'll be harvesting fresh, organic food while your neighbors are still waiting for spring to arrive. If this video helped you see November differently, do me a huge favor. Subscribe to Timeless Gardens if you haven't already, hit that like button, and share this with one person who loves gardening on a budget. And seriously, comment below and tell me which seed you're planting first. I respond to as many comments as possible, and I love hearing about your garden plans. Thank you so much for spending this time with me today. Remember, incredible gardens don't require incredible budgets. They just require smart timing and a willingness to work with nature instead of against it. I'll see you in the next video, and until then, happy planting.